Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing, testing. All right. Hello, everybody. It is me. Or should I say, it's me. I be Dark Devin speaking. And we're back on another live stream. And looks like I have to say that we're back. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and test with a microphone. So give me a few minutes while I test the microphone to see if it's working. Well, like I said, the microphone seems to be a little positive, but not too positive, but just a bit positive, as I expected. And looks like I'm back. More likely, I should say that I'm the most evil of all of lords. That you guys can officially call me is call me Dark Devin, the most evil of all, or should I say all of lords, which usually that's just what my interesting name would be called, or just what basically would be a very cool thing to say, but that is definitely what my name probably would still be, is Dark Devin, the most evil of all of lords, or should I say all of lords? You can say of or all of lords. It doesn't really matter to me. It really doesn't matter. But it will matter sometimes when that actually does appear to be on the live stream and such. So, remember this. If you guys do, and I mean definitely do, appear to be in the live stream, then go on ahead and immediately join the live stream for fun. We can talk about lots of questions, like lots and lots of questions. For those again who may actually, you may ask, want to see more live streams. Which is going to be pretty fun. And also, I'm about to let you guys know on a good basic news here is guess what? The good news is that you guys are about to hear is this. The good news exactly is like, let's just say, the good news I do want to implant, or should I say, have a very evil dominating plan, is that I'm gonna have a YouTube short, by the way, where I'm still gonna probably be mentioning about the WWE 2K22 and the 23 game that I'll be mentioning pretty soon. So, if you guys do care and definitely care to bring some popcorn along with you know, to bring some cut popcorn to watch the whole fight in the YouTube short, then be my guest and definitely enjoy the WWE 2K22 and, of course, the 23 that will be mentioned only here on the YouTube short that will be briefly be mentioned. And, of course, it'll be mentioned by me only in the YouTube shorts that remember I'm only going to be fighting my non-dark self that is known to be as Devin Foxy that I will face. You know, only on the YouTube shorts of this version on the horror channel only. That it's only going to be on this horror channel only. So, if you guys want to see that, where it's going to be like an interesting mano-a-mano, one-on-one, like the on one, then hope you guys are settling to enjoy that. So, for now exactly, that I'll say is this, that I'm Dark Devin speaking, and if you feel free to reply in the chat, feel free at any time to respond, because, you know, I always will be watching. Or should I say, I always am watching with my own red eyes. Yeah, that's pretty much how my scary laugh kind of sounds. But for now, all like I said, I always am watching for the evil that glooms in the dark. But anyways, let's just get straight to the point, shall we? So, if you guys do actually want to see a bit of this live today, then hopefully we get to have an interesting, good chat and a lot of good conversations along the way. But for now, feel free to say anything in the chat so that way that I don't get bored in here. So that way we can just do something, just do something only in the live stream that we could probably do is just this live stream. So that's all I can mention. And as of now, let's hope to say this live stream is going to get pretty good and see how interesting the live stream is going to kind of be like. So, if you want to see this, feel free to be my guest and feel free to apply since, well, I'll still be around. Just want to let you guys know I'll still be around. But just keep an eye on the time so that way that we can have more time in the chat or in this live stream to feel free to be my guest, just to feel free to join in the stream anytime. But remember this, that I'm always am watching. And remember, you guys can call me Dark Devin, the most evil of all of lords. Which, for some reason, why I like the Lord's part, by the way, is because I'm actually am the most evil to the Lords. Which, my own story actually does kind of begin to say that, well, my story's a little different in the backstory, but it's going to be a little bit of an explanatory thing if there's going to probably be a video for that. But unfortunately, who knows? Who knows what can happen or by any day by now, whatever that will probably be. But that will probably be a very good question. Alrighty then. So, let's go ahead and take a look in the chat. So, what we have here in the chat is, NORMANIMMER man 3779 said, hello. Why, hello to you too, man. Why, hello to you too. And thanks for coming into the live stream. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. And also, thanks for replying to the chat. You're the very first person who responded in the chat. Congratulations. Congratulations for being the first person to be in the live stream. So, anyways, if you guys, like I said before, definitely want to apply in the chat, by the way, be the very first person or be the second person or whatever number that will be, just remember this. If you guys do want to apply in every chat, let me know in the comments or let me know in the chats so that way that we'll be able to continue having a bit of a fun live stream to do. And yes, it is going to be a scary live stream of horror. Oh yeah, I am that attempting pretty evil sounding like. But for real though, like I said, that I myself am to be Dark Devin speaking. And without further ado, it is time we shall get on with the live stream and we'll definitely get right on to the point. So, in this live stream I want to mention here today, in this live stream, I do want to mention is this, that let's just say here in this live stream that we are definitely going to talk about is something pretty interesting, that I'm definitely am about to kind of make a very interesting conversation about WWE 2K25. Now, the main reason I've not said anything about it was because, well, technically, it's kind of like an interesting story, by saying is this. You get a very interesting mechanic. You get, a very interesting, selection by having a man facing a woman. Which, I mean, I don't really kind of get the point of that why, but I guess in that very decision by WWE, well, I think that decision is a little bit of kind of a little bit of an okay-ish decision, but I really don't kind of care. I just want to see how many interesting fights that probably would be. But yes, I've never even recently said anything about WWE 2K25, which I probably am going to get a thumbnail for that, which also, good news by the way, I do have a thumbnail for it, which means I'll be able to say whatever I'll be able to say something. And yeah, it's going to probably be something like that. And usually I never say anything about related about boxing or fighting events in the game, but I pretty much do want to kind of say how interesting it's going to kind of be like and see what it will be, kind of be honestly to say if I was honest, how interesting that's going to probably be like. So remember this. it is like the very only first time in this channel we've ever kind of never said anything was imagine this. Like imagine having a man fighting a woman, which I mean, it'll be man versus woman and woman versus man in the game. Remember, it has nothing to do anything about real life. It only is going to be about the game. Just game, not real life. Which, to be honest with you, by the way, is like in the game version itself. It's just saying is this. Well, naturally in the game, I really had never kind of said anything for the first time by saying is like, how would it be the most interesting concept to ever make that interesting decision? Is like, imagine this, right? Like, seriously, imagine this question out loud. It's like, imagine that you get like oh, I don't know. Imagine if you get like a man facing a woman in the game, and it'll probably be like an interesting selection. Like, think about this for a minute. Like, imagine that you, or should I say, imagine a CPU player taking on a woman for the first time, like a man that would do. Exactly, only in the ring of the game would make it even more sense, and physically, a lot more sense. So, that is probably why, logically, it would make more sense than per usual. So I guess that's why it makes sense for the game. So that's probably why. And speaking of why, it's just, let's just say, imagine this. Like a woman will get to face a man, right? Well, in some question, I'd say it's like, that, by the way, would be pretty entertaining to watch. And yes, it probably would be entertaining to see for the very first time between, a man facing a woman in the game of WWE 2K25 is going to be, well, a little bit interesting, you know. It's going to be like a very interesting topic to kind of ever say anything about that, but you know, if it ever were to be a man facing a woman, that would be pretty insane, which it probably would, but it would be a little bit of a different selection choice in that 2K25 game. Just remember, only game, not real life. That's it. You know, just for like the game part. You know, the very much likely the game part is allowed, but not real life though. For those who might try not to get confused on this question, then that's your answer. So, as of now, for the first time ever, I have never recently faced a woman before, but it probably would be a very good pleasure. Well, in this question, I'd say that, well, for me, by the way, if I ever were to face a woman in a fight, in the game of WWE 2K25, what would be my reaction if I were to face a woman in a game, only in WWE 2K25? Well, my reaction would be something very interesting, as myself as a horror killer. Just to kind of like do something very interesting in the ring. I mean, it might either be in the Hell match or in the other mode selections. Who knows? I think it might be either the selection modes that might choose it, but it probably would be pretty interesting at the same time. But anyway, that's your guys' questions. Alright, so let's take a look in the chat. So the next person we are about to read right here is JWSIMPKIN. Yep, JW Simkin. Oh, interesting name. Hello there, bud. And also, I'm going to say hi back. Hello. And also, what kind of horror game do you play? Oh, this is an interesting topic. Alright, so, what horror game do I play? Well, the horror game, you might ask, is that the only horror game I would probably consider playing would definitely be Five Nights at Freddy's. If you pretty much would say is that, what kind of horror game do you play? Obviously, I'd say Five Nights at Freddy's, because I mean, why not? I mean, that probably would actually make some fitting sense if I ever were to be in that question, so I'd say Five Nights at Freddy's. And pretty much other horror games too, that I would have to think of something like, oh, for instance, Friday the 13th, the game, which I never recently played it, but I probably would play it in some other time, but, you know, good question. I like the question, by the way. You know, J.W. Simkin. I definitely enjoyed the question. I like the question. And that question, by the way, is a very good, approvable question, so you're welcome. So, anyways, now, let's just go ahead and say which physic questions I would say here is that let's go ahead and take a look. Not puppy playtime, and which kind of FNAF game, like FNAF 1, FNAF 2, FNAF 3, FNAF 4? Oh, yes. Well, before I answer this question, is that the only FNAF games we actually did, by the way, was finishing the first game, the second game, not the third game. Because, I mean, Michael Myers did certainly actually reacted to the trailer of FNAF 3, but no, we didn't seem to play the third game yet until we actually play it. So, the only question I kind of liked right there was about FNAF 3. The answer is that yes, FNAF 3 will still be an option, and us horror killers, creepypastas, and twisted animatronics like us, by the way, are definitely going to be sure to play that game, and we'll definitely recommend playing that third game, and we're going to be taking down Springtrap. Or should I say, the very infamous purple guy. But also, the main question is, have I met this called Purple Guy? Well, the answer is that no. If I would have met Purple Guy, I would have met him. But so far, I haven't. But for me, us horror killers will get to meet the guy in person. But good question, though. Good question. And also, it will definitely be recommended in a parody video soon if that would be requested. Which, yes, it'll definitely be recommended. Only on the title saying is Dark Devin meets Purple Guy, aka William Afton. Oh yeah, for my laugh, I like it. And I just love being sounding the way how I sound evil in my own voice. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the next question. Alright, so FNAF 4. Okay, so Five Nights at Freddy's 4, right? Well, about that, let's just say that Five Nights at Freddy's 4, well, us killers, by the way, well, we've never even attempted playing the fourth game, but I say the fourth game might be even spooky. It might even be creepified in the house, which, that's all I can say, is that the main question at hand is about the fourth game of FNAF 4, known as Five Nights at Freddy's 4, is that for us, we've not even played the game, but the only game we have to wait for a while is finishing up FNAF 3, and then we can do FNAF 4, in a very good coincidence, and a very amount of good timing. But for now, once FNAF 4 will get mentioned, it will definitely be mentioned briefly by me or one of us killers. We'll get to talk about that. But until further notice, it'll definitely be on a further notice for a note, which means it's going to be a while, and it's going to take some receiving time before we even discuss that kind of topic of FNAF 4. But FNAF 3, oh yes, FNAF 3 would be definitely a good exception to definitely talk about that. So, as of now, let's just say about FNAF 3, for those who might be excited for us killers to interact with the phantoms or animatronic that was named Springtrap, so that probably would be a good, interesting question. Like, it probably would be the most tempting question we might ever see, so that is probably why. Okay, so the next question we have is, yeah, you know Scott Cawthon had a Nightmare Bonnie staying outside of his window. That's why in FNAF 4 trailer, Bonnie is the one who kills the player. Oh, dang. Dang, that is a very interesting question, by the way. J.W. Simpkin, that's a pretty interesting question. Man, I never heard of that, but thanks for the question. I would have to say is that never even really heard of how FNAF 4 is played, but like I said before, we'll definitely check out the trailer after FNAF 3 is done. But, you know, I like the question. And yes, I had heard about Scott Cawthon, by the way, ever since from the first or second game that we've kind of heard about him before, which, you know, attemptedly to say that I, myself as Dark Devin, never heard of Scott Cawthon before, but I did heard of him in the first game from the very bottom of the screen, which is like, that's a very interesting legendary game to kind of ever make it. So I'd say is pretty based, and very, yet again, very based by Scott that made the game, is pretty awesome in my opinion. Very amazing and very respected. Very respected. So, all I can say about how FNAF 4 is going to be in our favor, let's just say FNAF 4, well, it won't be mentioned, like I said in a few timestamps ago, that it will be briefly mentioned once us killers are done with the third game. That's when we'll be able to jump onto the fourth game. You know, we pretty much have like a lot of other games to do. Like, for instance, like, the only games we are kind of actually left to be on right now is the third game, the fourth game, the fifth game, sixth, and UCN and stuff. But, you know, like I said before, that us killers are going to have to take a little long time to kind of get all of that done. You know, it's going to probably be like a very progress thing to do. So that's pretty much why I would consider constant that question. So there you go. Now, let's go ahead and take a look in the chat here. So the next one is about Poppy Playtime. Poppy Playtime, huh? Well, Poppy Playtime. Well, as myself to say about Poppy Playtime is that my reaction is just, let's say, Poppy Playtime, huh? Well, never heard of Poppy Playtime as myself as me. That is Dirt Devin that never had heard of it before, but I would consider taking a look at the game, which the only main reason I never heard of Poppy Playtime because, well, I never even heard of it before. And if I ever did, I probably would check it out. So, Poppy Playtime. Well, like I said, I'll definitely have to take a look on that on our horror channel to see if any of us will be interested to that game. But for us right now, that will probably be a long little bit of a journey to kind of do all of that stuff about Poppy Playtime. I mean, sure, most of the chapters are kind of like let's say the chapters are a little bit like minutes. Like, you know, like recording minutes and stuff. Like, you know, once like a recording minute something does end, it kind of ends somewhere in a different second, which, you know, it depends on if it ends like 20, 30, 40, like the minutes depends on how long it will take, or it depends on how the upload does with the chapter. That makes a lot more sense to kind of clarify the question. So I'd say in this an opinion, well, we probably won't play Poppy Playtime if we ever think about that yet. Which, you know, like I said, we don't want to kind of like get things confused, or it's going to be a little hard to kind of navigate other stuff, which, you know, I'll still think about that. Like, I'll write the name on Poppy Playtime on a note, you know, just in case if one of us killers decide to play that game. For now, exactly, that I'd say that, well, in my best interest, that one of the killers might decide thinking about that game is either Freddy Krueger, Sonic.exe, or in fact Chucky might decide thinking about that game. But for many other reasons, we'll see what happens. And I'll definitely write the note. Just want to let you know, by the way, is I do want to thank JW Simkin, by the way, for actually giving us that suggestion by saying is like, you know, by mentioning about Poppy Playtime, by saying it's like not Puppy Playtime and stuff. But, you know, we'll kind of take a look on the game and we'll see how good the game even is and see if we like it. But if the game is good, we'll play it. But if the game is a little bit something, not too much of our favorite, then we'll kind of decide seeing what happens. But for now, in the meantime, once like the laptop and other stuff will be good to go, it means we'll be finally get stuff back and finally get stuff to be hopping on back and get videos ready. So that is pretty much my opinion, and that is my consistent opinion to say that we'll figure out what happens. So as of now, we'll see what goes on, and we'll see what happens. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this live stream. And I do say this, by the way, is if you guys do enjoy this live stream, let me know in the comments, by the way, or in the chat to see what kind of questions would you guys want to suggest us, by the way, for more of the questions, by the way. So, as of now, I do want to let you guys know that, you know, the live stream's pretty good. Like, you know, the chats are pretty good. Like, it's pretty normal and stuff, which I appreciate to that. So, you know, we do have like 3 people in the stream, which is amazing. Like, we got 3 people in the stream. Nice. So, anyways, let's just say that I'm about to kind of think of something, but the only thing I'm about to say is that if you guys are excited to see the snippets, by the way, And for those what a snippet means, it means that the character comes back eventually on our channel. So I'm referring to our plush versions that are going to actually come back to the channel. So in order for that to come back, well, it depends eventually to see what you guys think for them to actually return, which means it's going to be all good. It's going to be 100% completely good. Completion, all good, which means the characters, by the way, might come back. So if you guys want to see the good stuff is going to happen, by the way, like seeing all the characters return, then yes, the horror killers, creepypastas, twisted animatronics, you name them, and they're going to come back, which means all the good news is definitely going to bring a lot of good excitement. Which means we might get more screen time, more recording time, and more advanced stuff to do. Which means it's going to be way easy and advanced. So, if you guys like this idea, remember that the characters are going to come back. And they will definitely be revealed on the phone, on the screen, on the recording, by the way. It won't be on stream. It'll only be on a recording soon, on the video. So if you guys are ready to see them, then yes, that's when you'll get to see them on recording. And of course, I'll mention on a YouTube short earlier, is about doing something a little different. Which, in fact, by the way, that we're still going to keep doing, like what we're always going to do is do recording videos and do a bit of some half-bit live streams a little bit and just do YouTube shorts. That's what we're going to do for eventually. So that's what we are having more plans to make. To see what you guys think. But so far, if you guys are a new person to this channel, and remember this line as I'll say this, if you guys do not like heroes or villains, remember, come to the right place on our horror channel to subscribe. And remember, if you guys want to be an official killers, remember, go on and subscribe to our channel immediately if you're a new person to this channel. And remember, if you do not like heroes or villains oftenly, then you come to the right place to our channel and subscribe. But as of right now, is that let's go ahead and mention a different topic at other hand. I found the new Thanos. Oh, the new Thanos, huh? Well, that's pretty cool. Well, that's like something I never heard. I found the new Thanos. And say, who is the new Thanos, by the way? Like, is it me or is it something else? You know, if you were like referring to the new Thanos, which, if you're saying if it was me, then that's pretty interesting. You're the new Thanos. Hey! Why, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, I do kind of sound like the new Thanos, by the way. Just wanting to let you all know that if I had the Infinity Goblet, I would have snapped someone out of existence. Oh, that would have been sick. That would have been pretty sick. Like, you know, if I was still in the suit while wearing the Infinity Goblet, that would be pretty cool. For the size of my hand, that would be insane and pretty cool, though. Man, I'm definitely gonna definitely give the person a shout out right there, because that, by the way, I like the improvement right there. I like it. You know, the new Thanos, I like it. Man, that is so cool. I appreciate that. JW Kin, I really appreciate that. Thank you. And give him a round of applause, y'all. Give him a round of applause. Oh, yes. I just somehow kind of like myself a lot. Eventually to say, I literally do like myself. In a good way, by the way. Not in a confusing way, though. Just liking myself, by the way. Alright, so, I have to go now. Well, see you later, JW, Simpkin. See you later, bro. See you later. And I do appreciate again for coming into the live stream. I appreciate it. And hey, thanks for the questions, by the way. I do appreciate the questions. And also, from now on, you're definitely going to be an official moderator. Congratulations to SW Simpkin, by the way. You definitely are going to be a new official moderator for our channel, by the way. Congratulations. And also, see you later too, by the way. SW Simpkin. I appreciate that. And also, for now, I'm going to add you as a moderator. So, here you go. In 3, 2, 1, and here we go. I'm going to put you as a standard moderator. So, there you go. you're now official moderator, bro. You're now an official moderator. Congratulations. Oh, yes. I can just feel the very scary vibe I always do. Oh, that feels good. It feels a lot good than I usually do. A lot. Which means I could finally even do more talking, by the way, in the live stream as myself. Which means I could finally express myself a lot. In a very good way, unfortunately. Just for good news' sake, exactly. But anyway, the good news, like I said, that JW Simkin is now the new official moderator for our channel. Congratulations. And I say again to everybody else, is congratulations to say is to this question, is say is this. Congratulations to JW Simkin for adding me as a moderator, or should I say adding him as a moderator. Meant to say I was adding him as a moderator. Meant to say that, by the way. But yes, I do again to say thank you. And I say thank you for a lot for that. Thank you. So, anyways, as of right now to be speaking and spoken, by the way, let's just say is I hope that you guys are definitely actually enjoying this live stream. And really definitely again enjoying this live stream and stuff and such. But for now exactly, let's just say that we have enough couple amount of minutes and time to kind of get this video over with. So, like I said, remember this. If you are an official person to subscribe, remember as always, subscribe to the original person and pretty much original creator, and most likely, if there ever were to be reaction videos, we probably would still do that exactly. But, you know, that's only for a good thing exactly. But as of right now, let's go ahead and focus what we are currently on doing on the live stream part. And remember, we're definitely not going to end the live stream just yet. Like, let's just say that we're going to kind of be here for a while to be in this live stream. Like, I'll let you guys know when we end the live stream and stuff. But if you guys still want to join in, feel free to join right in. And also, definitely congratulations to the person, by the way, by saying is like, you know, found the new Thanos that refers to me, that I be the new Thanos. Let's just say that I would be called is the new Thanos 2.0. Say is this in the chat, by the way. Hashtag Dark Devin, the most evil of all of lords, is the new Thanos 2.0. You know, for those who might want to say that, by the way, feel free to say that in the hashtag. Oh, yes. It feels so good to finally actually start talking again. Well, it's kind of a little bit better than the last live stream I definitely did, but hey, I mean, at least it still counts. At least it still entirely likely counts, but it was kind of a fair suggestion by saying it's like, oh, this live stream is a little bit better than the last one was, but, you know, and a fair enough attempted to say is just fair enough. And also, here's a guys' real question is, by the way, is my reaction, is this question out loud, is that what will be my reaction if, by the way, if I got like a new Fortress team, by the way? Not really sure, by the way, but the main question at hand, not really sure. And of course that, yes, it does remain to be Fortress 2 and stuff, which it actually does refer to TF2, but not really sure, as I said before. Not too sure. And speaking of not too sure, let's just say, in the matter of the fact is that I do want y'all to know, by the way, is I actually was going to think of something, by the way, and kind of recruit a new team, by the way, that would definitely would listen to my orders. And of course, a new set of batch of new teammates, by the way, that yes, it does refer to the same Fortress characters of TF2 as the same as usual, like Scout, Soldier, Pyro, Demoman, Heavy, Engineer, Medic, Sniper, and Spy. If it would have been pretty scarier, then yes, it would be pretty interesting and fascinating at the same time. That would be pretty tempting, pretty scary though, and pretty cool though. You know, to see that in horror version like, but whatever though. I mean, at least we'll try at least to find some of them, but that's gonna be a little bit of a tempting question to see and search. But a good question as always, a very good question. Ha 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 ha. But first, I gotta drink something first before we continue talking. So, give me a second while I have to go ahead and drink the Gatorade. You know, the Gatorade I'm drinking right now is lemon lime. So, give me a second while I drink this for a minute, and then I'll still continue talking. So, give me a second for a minute. So, hold on. All right. So, yep. That is definitely some good lemon lime. That is some definitely good lemon lime of Gatorade. And oh, speaking about Gatorade for the next second, by the way, let's just say, how the Gatorade is going. Let's just say, for the Gatorade question, I think the Gatorade's pretty good. I have to say, not gonna lie, the Gatorade's pretty okay. The Gatorade is alright. It's just alright in its finest, but you know, it's pretty alright and stuff. Which I mean, I don't really simply don't hate the Gatorade. I'm just saying that the Gatorade's pretty good. Just to finally start talking and stuff. Ha 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 ha. But anyways, let's go ahead and check on top fans. So, as of top fans is speaking, let's go ahead and immediately check this out. So, here on top fans, what we have here today is that two people were in the chat, by the way. So, the two people, by the way, were in the chat by any chance. Is let's just go ahead and check this out. So, people, by the way, that has the XPs. The first place we have is JW Simpkin is in first place with 75 XP. Ha 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 ha. Definitely with 75 XP. Congratulations for first place. And for second place we have, by the way, is for second place is naturally we have is MORM man damn it. I meant to say ER man 3779 has 25 XP. So, anyways, those like I said are on top fans are definitely official. First place got 75 XP. Second place got 25 XP. So, like I said, congratulations for those who made it to the XPs, by the way. Nice work. Amazing work. Ha ha ha. Yeah, ha 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 ha. So, anyways, this being said right now that I, myself, am Dark Devin speaking. And also for those who want to stay in the live stream, feel free to stay in the live stream anytime. But remember, stay in the live stream as you want, and stay in the live stream as you like. But for now, remember like I said, for those who definitely enjoy this live stream, then feel free to stick around. But if not, then I know you have to get going, or y'all have to get going and do stuff, but that's fine either way. So remember, for those who want to stay in the live stream, then feel free to stay in. But if you don't, that's fine. That's perfectly natural for anybody else. That's totally natural. But anyways, this being said required, and this being said otherwise, it is time immediately to sign right out and definitely sign off anyways. So for those, again, that may want to say one last final goodbye before we end this live stream and save up another one next time, or maybe yet, that we'll save it later for now on before we notice other things exactly. So, that's all I want to kind of say briefly. But remember this, is if you guys want to see the interesting two videos that we're about to kind of make, is either A, we're going to be talking about the WWE 2K25 topic, and then for second, we're going to be mentioning about the horror killers will be briefly mentioned. So, in order for that conversation to happen, is if you guys are ready to see that conversation, then let me know, like I said again, in the comments down below. Ha 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 ha. Or basically in the chats. So remember this. Feel free to respond anytime. And feel free to definitely officially side with us, horror killers. Not the heroes. Not the villains. We kill those people too. And kill those sides equally. Ha 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 ha. But anyway, This is Dark Devin speaking. I will see you all again for the next video. Goodbye for now. Thank you for actually enjoying this live stream. And remember, these 4 things y'all have to do if you're a new person to this channel. Whoever and however who likes horror killers, not heroes or villains. Remember, this line is this. Give this video a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, so that way in order you won't miss a single dang video or damn video that comes onto this horror channel. Thank you. This being said, Dark Devin speaking, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye for now. Bye bye, everyone. Goodbye. Take care. Good day. And see you later. And signing off. Goodbye for now. And thanks for coming on to this live stream. Definitely, like I said, appreciate it as always. So, that being said, thank you. Goodbye. And sign off. Later and goodbye.